I have worked with thousands of diabetic patients over the past 20 years, and I need you to hear this clearly, because this is the coldest, hardest truth. 90% of type 2 diabetes patients never reach their stable blood sugar goals, and that number is only climbing. And this is not simply because they eat too much sugar. It runs much deeper than that. It stems from believing in deadly myths, misinformation that has become deeply rooted in their thinking. They hesitate. They measure their blood sugar at the wrong times. They are paralyzed by fear, unaware that this very misinformation is leading them down the path of severe nerve, kidney, and cardiovascular complications. The brutal truth is this: if you don't know these 7 in-depth myths, you could be unknowingly worsening your diabetes every single day, one step at a time. But here is the good news. Modern science has proven that there are simple, actionable strategies, entirely non-pharmaceutical lifestyle changes that can help you reverse insulin resistance and even bring your blood sugar back to healthy levels. Type 2 diabetes is not a death sentence. It is a powerful call to action for a better life. In this comprehensive video, I will expose the 7 most common myths about blood sugar control that even medical professionals sometimes fail to emphasize. And wait until you hear myth number 3. This is an invaluable tip about a common kitchen ingredient that research shows can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 34%. Most people have no idea, but after today you will. Before we dive in, tell me, how long have you been living with diabetes? Let me know in the comments below. I personally read and respond to every single one, treating it like a private clinic consultation. And now, without any further delay, let's begin our journey of debunking these life-threatening mistakes with myth number 7, the most frequently overlooked blunder we see in clinics. Myth number 7. Simply cutting out white sugar is enough to control my blood sugar. This is the most pervasive mistake, because it only solves half the problem. The truth is, refined carbohydrates, specifically white bread, pasta, and white rice, are often far more dangerous than simple sugar. They break down into glucose almost instantaneously, causing a literal insulin shock. Scientists call this the hidden glycemic burden. It's not just about the glycemic index, it's about the glycemic load, the actual amount of sugar delivered to your bloodstream. I recall a case study of Mr. Hans, a 68-year-old retired engineer from Berlin. He had quit all sugary drinks, yet his HbA1c remained stuck at 9.2 because he consumed 2 large white bread rolls daily. Only after he replaced 50% of his refined carbs with lentil stews and whole grain oats did his blood sugar finally begin to drop dramatically. Actionable strategy. Adopt the principle called the fiber challenge first. Eat a bowl of green vegetables or a side salad before touching any starchy items. Second, replace at least 50% of your refined carbohydrates with high-quality complex carbs. Don't just quit sugar, quit the white flour and refined starches. When you've gained control over what goes into your body, the next critical question is, what do you do with the sugar that's already there? That brings us to myth number 6, a common pitfall patients fall into when they try to exercise. Myth number 6. Exercise is good, but a gentle walk is enough. While a walk is better than sitting, it is often insufficient to fight the root cause, insulin resistance. The deep truth is, to truly beat insulin resistance, you must incorporate strength training. Think of your muscles as massive glucose sinks. the primary storage facility for blood sugar. Building muscle makes that sink bigger, allowing it to absorb sugar far more efficiently, even at rest. The scientific reality. Studies show that a combination of resistance training and aerobic exercise is 30% more effective in lowering HbA1c than aerobic exercise alone. Consider Mr. Giorgio, a 72-year-old from Rome, Italy. He walked 2 miles every day, but his neuropathy persisted. When we introduced him to resistance band training 3 times a week, his doctor was able to reduce his metformin dosage within 6 months. Actionable strategy. Dedicate 15 minutes 3 times a week to basic resistance exercises. Use light dumbbells, resistance bands, or simple wall push-ups. This simple change turns your body into a 24/7 fat and sugar-burning machine. Now that we've covered diet and exercise, let's move to myth number 5, a dangerous misconception about medication that keeps millions of patients trapped in a cycle of worsening illness. Myth number 5. Taking my medication regularly means my disease is under control. The deep truth is, medication primarily helps control the symptoms, high blood sugar, but it rarely, if ever, cures the root cause, insulin resistance. If you only rely on pills without significant lifestyle changes, you will inevitably need higher dosages over time. The scientific reality is this: drugs are essential, but they do not fundamentally reprogram your cells to overcome resistance. Consider the case of Mrs. Clara, a 75-year-old from Lyon, France. She was diligent about taking her medication for 10 years, but because she still enjoyed daily pastries and wine, her doctor had to continuously increase her dosage. She was treating the fire alarm, but ignoring the growing fire. Actionable strategy. View your medication as a support tool, while your diet and physical activity are the primary medication designed to restore insulin sensitivity. Aim to work with your doctor toward deprescribing, reducing or eliminating your need for medication by driving deep, sustainable metabolic change. Now that we've redefined the role of medication, let's turn our attention back to nutrition for myth number 4, a seemingly harmless food group that is often misunderstood and overconsumed by patients: the sugar in fruit. Myth number 4. I can eat fruit freely because it's natural sugar. This is a dangerous half-truth. While whole fruits contain vital fiber, they also contain fructose. The deep truth is that fructose must be handled with extreme caution, especially in processed forms like juice. Fructose is primarily processed by your liver, and excess consumption can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, a major accelerator of insulin resistance. Think about the classic European breakfast, orange juice. A single glass contains the sugar of 4 to 5 oranges, with none of the beneficial fiber. I recall Mr. Jean-Pierre, a 59-year-old from Paris. He drank large fruit smoothies daily, yet his HbA1c stubbornly refused to budge below 8.0. Only after cutting out all liquid fruit calories did his blood sugar improve dramatically. Actionable strategy. Fiber is your friend. Fructose is your foe in excess. Always consume whole, intact fruit and strictly avoid all fruit juices, even freshly squeezed ones. If you choose to eat fruit, pair it with protein or healthy fat to buffer the glucose absorption rate. Now prepare yourself for the myth-busting revelation that can transform your blood sugar control without any drastic diet changes. We're moving to myth number 3, the invaluable tip that most endocrinologists wish their patients knew. Myth number 3. apple cider vinegar is just for cleaning or making salad dressing. The profound truth is that apple cider vinegar, ACV, is a powerful, naturally occurring insulin sensitizer and glucose stabilizer. The active ingredient, acetic acid, works in two critical ways. It slows gastric emptying and directly impacts the enzymes that break down starches. The evidence is undeniable. Research shows that consuming vinegar before a high-carbohydrate meal can reduce the post-meal blood sugar spike by up to 34% in insulin-resistant individuals. Imagine a simple, inexpensive kitchen ingredient providing this much benefit. Take the example of Ms. Ingrid, a 62-year-old teacher from Stockholm, Sweden. By simply adopting the ACV ritual before her dinner, her post-meal glucose peak dropped significantly, leading to lower fasting blood sugar the next morning. Actionable strategy. Use the unfiltered ACV that contains the mother. Mix 1 to 2 tablespoons with a full glass of water. Sip this mixture 10 to 15 minutes before your main carbohydrate-containing meal. Always dilute it heavily to protect your tooth enamel. Once you've weaponized your kitchen with this metabolic secret, the next step is perfecting your monitoring strategy. We move to myth number 2, which exposes a fundamental error in how most people measure their success. Myth number 2, measuring my blood sugar once a day when I wake up is enough. The deep truth is, fasting blood sugar, or FBS, is only half of the story. The key to preventing complications lies in managing your postprandial blood sugar, PPBS, the readings taken 2 hours after you eat. Your fasting reading reflects the liver. Your post-meal reading is the direct report card on your meal. The scientific mandate, blood sugar spikes that consistently shoot over 180 milligrams per deciliter after meals, are the primary driver of microvascular damage. Consider Dr. Schmidt, a 55-year-old German physician. His fasting glucose was acceptable, around 110 milligrams per deciliter, but a continuous glucose monitor revealed that his readings routinely jumped to 240 milligrams per deciliter after his traditional lunch. Actionable strategy. Become a blood sugar detective. Commit to checking your blood sugar at the 2-hour mark after your 3 most common meals for 2 weeks. If you see a number consistently over 160 milligrams per deciliter, you know you must drastically reduce the carbohydrate load of that specific meal. We have exposed dietary traps, optimized your exercise, introduced a powerful kitchen secret, and perfected your monitoring. Now, we arrive at the most fundamental and life-changing myth of all, myth number 1, which redefines the entire prognosis of your disease. Myth number 1, type 2. Diabetes is a progressive, irreversible disease I must live with forever. The deep, inspiring truth is, type 2 diabetes is highly manageable, and in many cases, it is fully achievable to enter a state of remission. Remission is defined as maintaining normal blood glucose levels, an HbA1c below 6.5%, for at least 6 to 12 months without using any glucose-lowering medication. The evidence from Europe is game-changing. The groundbreaking direct trial in the United Kingdom proved that type 2 diabetes is directly linked to visceral fat, and that sustained weight loss can effectively drain fat from the pancreas and liver, allowing them to function normally again. Nearly half of the patients in this study achieved remission. Consider the motivational story of Mr. Finn, a 58-year-old from Copenhagen, Denmark. After committing to a structured diet and losing 15 kilograms, he was able to stop all his medication under his doctor's supervision. His last HbA1c reading was 5.7. He didn't just manage his diabetes, he put it into full retreat. Your final actionable strategy. Work with your healthcare team to establish a remission goal. Focus relentlessly on reducing deep visceral fat through carbohydrate restriction and consistent strength training. Today is the day you stop managing the decline and start planning your metabolic comeback. And there you have it, the 7 deadly myths about type 2 diabetes that have held millions of patients hostage, now exposed by scientific truth. We started with myth number 7, white carbohydrates, and ended by shattering myth number 1, the myth of irreversibility. Each of these truths is a weapon. Each action buys you metabolic freedom. The knowledge is clear, but it only works if you commit to action. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of the 7 myths was the biggest revelation for you today? And more importantly, what is the one specific change you're going to commit to, starting this week? Drop your answer in the comments below. We read and reply to every single comment, because your story matters, and your commitment inspires the entire community. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe for more life-saving health advice. Stay safe, stay empowered, and remember, today, you're no longer managing a disease, you're leading a fight for your health. Thank you for watching.